Long before the pharmaceutical empires cast their sterile, white fluorescent glow over modern medicine, there existed a profound, unbroken lineage of healing hidden in the very soil of the earth. Imagine a time when sickness was not answered with a synthetic chemical, but with a living, breathing code of creation locked inside the smallest of vessels. You are carrying a heavy, unseen burden right now. Microscopic poisons, heavy metals, and insidious environmental toxins are quietly embedding themselves deep within your cells, draining your vitality, clouding your mind, and silently aging you from the inside out. You feel it in your unexplained fatigue, the lingering brain fog, and the heavy lethargy that seems to cling to your bones. But what if the ultimate antidote to this modern biological warfare was not created in a laboratory, but was spoken into existence at the dawn of time? Welcome to Lone Oak Remedies, the sanctuary where we unearth the forgotten wisdom of our ancestors to heal the mind, body, and spirit. Today, we are opening the dust-covered ancient texts to reveal the sacred biblical seeds that possess the miraculous, scientifically verifiable ability to systematically flush deadly toxins out of your body, restoring your temple to its original divine architecture. To understand the immense power of these ancient seeds, we must first understand the devastating reality of the modern world we navigate daily. Our ancestors walked upon an earth that was pure, breathing air untouched by industrial smog and consuming water that flowed rich with life-giving minerals. Today, we are submerged in an invisible sea of synthetic pollutants. From the pesticides baked into our daily bread to the microplastics flowing through our tap water and the endocrine-disrupting chemicals woven into the very fabrics of our clothes, our bodies are under a relentless, microscopic siege. The liver and the kidneys, the miraculous filtration engines of your body, are becoming overwhelmed, sluggish, and congested. When these natural detoxification pathways are blocked, the toxins have nowhere to go but deep into your tissues, your joints, and your brain. This is the root of the modern epidemic of chronic inflammation, autoimmune distress, and rapid cellular decay. But the ancient healers, guided by profound spiritual insight and thousands of years of observational mastery, knew how to cleanse the vessel. They knew that the Creator provided a perfect, natural mechanism to pull these poisons from the flesh, and they found this power concentrated in the most humble of packages, the seed. A seed is not merely a piece of agricultural matter. It is a microscopic vault, a dormant explosion of life containing concentrated phytochemicals, protective enzymes, and genetic blueprints designed to overcome the harshest conditions on Earth. When you consume the right seeds, you are unlocking this ancient code within your own body. Moving deeper into the ancient texts, we uncover our first profound detoxifier, a seed so revered it was mentioned by the prophet Isaiah and found resting in the dark, silent tombs of Egyptian pharaohs. The black cumin seed, known scientifically as Nigella sativa, holds a reputation in antiquity as a cure for every disease except death itself. In the book of Isaiah, the careful planting and harvesting of the black cumin seed is described as a reflection of divine instruction and wisdom. But what is the hidden science behind this jet-black, crescent-shaped seed? When you ingest black cumin, you are introducing a profoundly powerful compound called thymoquinone directly into your bloodstream. Thymoquinone is a master antioxidant, but more importantly, it is a fierce protector and regenerator of the liver. Your liver is the ultimate gatekeeper of your body, the chemical plant responsible for breaking down the onslaught of daily toxins. When overloaded, it suffers from oxidative stress and fatty accumulation. The thymoquinone in black cumin acts like a deep cleaning solvent, dramatically reducing hepatic inflammation and upregulating the liver's production of glutathione, the body's master antioxidant. Glutathione binds to heavy metals and synthetic chemicals, rendering them water-soluble so they can be safely expelled from your system. By incorporating this ancient seed into your daily ritual, you are essentially providing your liver with the precise molecular tools it needs to armor itself and flush out the stagnant, poisonous sludge that has been dragging your health into the shadows. As we journey further through the ancient landscapes, we encounter a seed that is perhaps the most famous metaphorical symbol of faith in all of biblical literature. Yet its physical healing properties have been entirely overshadowed by its spiritual meaning. The mustard seed, spoken of by Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew as the smallest of all seeds that grows into a mighty tree, possesses a biological power that perfectly mirrors its spiritual reputation. While a mustard seed appears infinitesimally small, crushing it releases a volatile, fiery cascade of chemical reactions. These seeds are incredibly dense in glucosinolates, a class of sulfur-containing compounds that are absolutely critical for phase 2 detoxification in the liver. When you consume crushed mustard seeds, an enzyme called myrosinase is activated, converting these glucosinolates into isothiocyanates. These microscopic warriors travel through your digestive tract and into your bloodstream, where they actively seek out and neutralize carcinogens and environmental pollutants. Furthermore, the inherent warming nature of the mustard seed stimulates the circulatory and lymphatic systems. Your lymphatic system is your body's cellular sewage network, but unlike your cardiovascular system, it has no pump. It relies on movement and stimulation. The fiery essence of the mustard seed dilates blood vessels, increases metabolic heat, and forces the stagnant lymphatic fluid to move, carrying cellular waste, dead bacteria, and trapped toxins toward the exit pathways of the body. It is a biological ignition switch, turning a sluggish, toxic system into a roaring furnace of purification. Turning the pages of the Exodus, we find a description of miraculous sustenance falling from the heavens to feed a wandering people in a desolate wilderness. The manna is described as being like the coriander seed, white and tasting like wafers made with honey. The coriander seed, harvested from the cilantro plant, is not just a symbol of divine provision, it is one of the most potent, scientifically validated heavy metal chelators found in the natural world. In our modern industrial age, we are silently accumulating neurotoxic heavy metals like mercury, lead, aluminum, and cadmium. These metals cross the blood-brain barrier, lodging themselves deeply within our neurological tissues, causing cognitive decline, severe mood imbalances, and chronic nervous system fatigue. The coriander seed contains profound bioactive compounds, particularly linalool, which possess a unique magnetic-like ability to bind to these toxic heavy metals at the cellular level. This process, known as chelation, involves the plant compounds grabbing hold of the positively charged metal ions, pulling them out of the soft tissues, and locking them into a secure chemical bond. Once bound by the coriander's compounds, these devastating metals can no longer cause oxidative damage and are safely escorted out of the body through the digestive tract. Imagine this ancient seed acting as a microscopic sponge, moving through your veins and your brain tissue, quietly sweeping away the heavy, toxic burden of the modern industrial world and restoring the clear, vibrant, electrical signaling of your nervous system. Our exploration of ancient wisdom now brings us to the flaxseed, a foundational pillar of early agrarian civilizations, heavily referenced throughout Proverbs and the ancient texts as a symbol of industriousness and the creation of fine linen. Yet, the true miracle of flax lies not in the fibers of its stalk, but in the dense, protective shell of its seed. The modern body is currently under a relentless assault from a specific type of invisible poison known as xenoestrogens. These are synthetic, chemical compounds found in plastics, unfiltered tap water, commercial cosmetics, and artificial fragrances. Once inside your body, they mimic your natural estrogen, violently disrupting your endocrine system, leading to hormonal chaos, weight gain, thyroid suppression, and an increased risk of cellular mutations. The ancient flaxseed holds the perfect antidote to this modern crisis. It is the highest natural source of lignans, a type of phytoestrogen that possesses a breathtaking biological intelligence. When you consume ground flax seeds, these lignans enter your bloodstream and actively compete with the toxic, synthetic xenoestrogens for the receptor sites on your cells. The lignans bind to these receptors, effectively blocking the dangerous chemicals from attaching and causing cellular havoc. Once the synthetic toxins are blocked and left floating in the bloodstream, the immense, sweeping power of the flaxseed's soluble and insoluble fiber comes into play. This ancient fiber acts as an intestinal broom, binding to the circulating hormonal waste and environmental toxins in the gut, ensuring they are permanently flushed down and out of your body, rather than being reabsorbed into your bloodstream.
Through the flaxseed, the ancient world offers us a profound shield against the invisible, hormonal disruptors of the modern age.
Stepping away from the protective shields of the flax stalk, we enter the lush, royal gardens described in the Song of Solomon, where a fruit of profound mystery and unparalleled beauty hangs heavy on the branch. The pomegranate, with its crown-like calyx and its crimson interior, was woven into the hem of the high priest's garments in the book of Exodus, symbolizing life, righteousness, and the divine laws of the universe. Yet, the true healing power of this biblical fruit resides not in its sweet juice, but locked within the tough, jewel-like arils, the pomegranate seeds. In the modern era, our bodies are continuously bombarded by reactive oxygen species, unstable molecules generated by polluted air, processed seed oils, and the relentless stress of modern survival. These free radicals tear through your body like microscopic shrapnel, damaging cellular DNA, accelerating the aging process, and paving the way for chronic decay. The seed of the pomegranate is an armored vault containing some of the most potent, fiercely protective antioxidants known to human science, specifically a class of polyphenols called punicogens. When you consume the whole, crushed seeds of the pomegranate, these heavy-duty compounds flood your bloodstream. They possess the unique biological capacity to hunt down and neutralize free radicals before they can shatter your cellular walls. But their detoxifying power goes much deeper. The compounds within these ancient seeds directly target the endothelial lining of your blood vessels, stripping away oxidized cholesterol and the hardened, toxic plaque that chokes off vital oxygen to your organs. By actively clearing this vascular sludge, the pomegranate seed acts as a powerful purifying agent for the very rivers of life within you, ensuring that nutrient-rich, clean blood can reach the deepest, most oxygen-starved corners of your tissues, breathing renewed vitality into cells that were suffocating under the weight of metabolic waste. Deep within the rolling, sun-drenched terraces of ancient Judea, the cultivation of the vine was not merely an agricultural practice, it was the ultimate metaphor for spiritual connection and divine sustenance. Jesus referred to himself as the true vine, emphasizing that vital life force flows only to those connected to the source. While ancient peoples celebrated the harvest of the grape, modern science has uncovered an astonishing detoxifying miracle hidden within the bitter, often discarded heart of the fruit, the grape seed. Today, our internal environments are plagued by a silent, creeping condition known as blood stagnation, driven by sedentary lifestyles, artificial diets, and chronic dehydration. Our blood becomes thick with metabolic debris, microclots, and stagnant toxins that the liver and kidneys struggle to filter. The grapeseed is the biological answer to this modern stagnation. It is densely packed with oligomeric proanthocyanidin complexes, a highly technical term for a deeply ancient, plant-based compound that possesses a miraculous affinity for the human cardiovascular system. When the essence of the grapeseed is absorbed into the gut, it acts as a microscopic blood thinner and a vascular cleanser. These compounds bind to the collagen in your blood vessels, reinforcing their structural integrity while simultaneously sweeping away the microscopic debris that clings to the venous walls. Furthermore, grapeseed extracts have been shown to cross the highly selective blood-brain barrier. In a world where heavy metals, fluoride, and neurotoxins are constantly assaulting our cognitive centers, the grapeseed delivers its profound antioxidant power directly into the brain tissue, flushing out the oxidative waste that leads to memory loss, brain fog, and neurological decay. It is as if the ancient vine offers a perfectly designed biological brush, sweeping the cobwebs of toxicity out from the deepest corridors of the human mind. In the very same breath that the prophet Isaiah imparted divine wisdom regarding the black cumin, he also detailed the careful, intentional threshing of traditional cumin, a seed that has flavored the broths and medicines of the Middle East since the dawn of recorded history. While we often relegate regular cumin to the back of a spice cabinet, treating it as a mere culinary afterthought, ancient healers understood it to be a profound medicine for the very core of human health, the digestive fire. According to both ancient observational medicine and modern gastroenterology, all chronic toxicity begins in the gut. When digestion is sluggish, when the food we eat sits in the warm, dark environment of the intestines for too long, it begins to putrefy. This putrefaction creates an internal breeding ground for toxic gases, pathogenic bacteria, and parasitic overgrowth.
These biotoxins slowly leak through the intestinal wall and into the bloodstream, a condition we now call leaky gut, poisoning the body from the inside out. The cumin seed is a potent biological ignition switch for the digestive tract. It is rich in a compound called cuminaldehyde, which dramatically stimulates the salivary glands and, more importantly, triggers the gallbladder to release a surge of fresh, purifying bile into the small intestine. Bile is the body's natural detergent. It emulsifies toxic fats, neutralizes excess stomach acid, and acts as a powerful antimicrobial agent that aggressively sweeps away the stagnant, putrefying waste trapped in the folds of the colon. By consuming the cumin seed, you are reigniting the internal fires of digestion, ensuring that toxic waste is rapidly and efficiently pushed out of the body before it has the chance to ferment and seep into your bloodstream. It transforms a stagnant, toxic gut into a flowing, purified river of nourishment. As the Israelites wandered through the scorching, desolate wilderness of the Sinai Peninsula, yearning for the comforts they left behind, they cried out in the book of Numbers, weeping for the cooling, hydrating foods of Egypt, the cucumbers and the melons. While the sweet, watery flesh of the melon provided essential hydration beneath a brutal sun, it is the flat, dark seed of the watermelon that holds an astonishing, highly specific detoxification power that is critical for our survival in the modern era. Every single second of your life, your cells are metabolizing proteins and generating a highly toxic byproduct called ammonia. In a healthy body, the liver converts this dangerous ammonia into urea, which is then sent to the kidneys to be flushed out in your urine. However, due to modern, high-protein diets, chronic dehydration, and overwhelming environmental stress, our kidneys are under immense, constant pressure. When the kidneys become fatigued, this highly toxic ammonia begins to build up in the blood, causing profound fatigue, muscle weakness, and a dark, heavy lethargy that clouds the mind. The humble watermelon seed, often spat out and discarded, is one of the highest natural sources of a remarkable amino acid called citrulline. When you chew and ingest these ancient seeds, the citrulline enters your bloodstream and bypasses normal metabolic pathways, moving directly into the kidneys. Here, it rapidly accelerates the urea cycle. It acts as a biological catalyst, hyperoxygenating the renal system and dramatically increasing the kidney's ability to bind, neutralize, and forcefully flush that toxic ammonia out of your system. The ancient watermelon seed is the ultimate, natural diuretic and kidney tonic designed by the Creator to relieve the immense pressure on your body's filtration system, washing away the heavy, metabolic ash that accumulates in the deep tissues and restoring a clean, vibrant, flowing energy to your entire being.
As we trace the lineage of sacred agriculture into the Gospel of Matthew, we uncover a meticulous account of the Pharisees tithing their most precious, highly valued medicinal plants, specifically naming the humble, feathery dill. For thousands of years, the aromatic seeds of the dill plant were crushed into ancient apothecaries to soothe the restless, cramping stomachs of the sick and the elderly. Yet, modern toxicological science has recently exposed a far more aggressive, miraculous defensive mechanism locked deep within the volatile oils of this biblical seed. Today, our modern, enclosed environments are heavily saturated with unseen, gaseous poisons known as volatile organic compounds. These invisible toxins are continuously emitted from synthetic carpets, chemical surface cleaners, artificial air fresheners, and the paints on our walls. With every breath, these airborne chemicals infiltrate your lungs, dissolving directly into your bloodstream and triggering widespread systemic cellular oxidation. The ancient dill seed is heavily fortified with a dense concentration of specific plant-based monoterpenes, most notably limonene and carvone. When you chew these seeds or ingest their potent, steeped oils, these ancient biological compounds enter your system and perform a highly targeted miracle of detoxification. They physically locate and bind to a crucial detoxifying enzyme in your liver called glutathione S-transferase, exponentially upregulating its production. This specific enzyme acts as your body's heavy chemical artillery, specifically designed to attach itself to those volatile, fat-soluble environmental pollutants and rapidly convert them into harmless, water-soluble waste. By introducing the ancient dill seed into your internal ecosystem,
You are deploying a wave of natural, chemical-neutralizing agents directly to your body's front lines, actively dismantling the invisible, airborne toxins that relentlessly seek to degrade your cellular health and vitality. Finally, our journey through the sacred texts brings us to the profound, protective vault of the almond. When the patriarch Jacob instructed his sons to return to Egypt with a peace offering for the harsh, unyielding rulers of the land, he commanded them to carry only the finest, most profoundly healing treasures of Canaan, placing the almond at the forefront of this sacred offering. While modern society flippantly categorizes it as a simple nut, botanically, the almond is a true, living seed, born from the hardened center of a fleshy fruit. This ancient seed is an absolute biological powerhouse of radical detoxification, specifically designed by the Creator to target and neutralize the most dangerous, destructive type of waste in the human body, lipid peroxidation. As the highly toxic, rancid seed oils and synthetic trans fats of the modern industrial diet seep into the delicate membranes of your cells, they begin to rapidly oxidize, literally rusting your cellular walls from the outside in. This unseen, microscopic rusting is the primary biological driver of rapid physical aging, widespread joint degradation, cognitive decline, and chronic organ failure. The almond seed contains the highest natural, plant-based concentration of alpha-tocopherol, a remarkably bioavailable, fat-soluble form of vitamin E that acts as an impenetrable shield for your biology. As it digests, this powerful compound embeds itself directly into the fatty, lipid walls of your cells, aggressively neutralizing the internal rusting process and stopping lipid peroxidation dead in its tracks. It binds to the circulating, oxidized fats, pulling them from your tissues and escorting them directly to the liver for immediate destruction. The almond is the ancient, biological armor for your cell walls, preserving the structural integrity of your divine architecture against the onslaught of modern industrial toxins. The profound truth we must face is that the modern world has constructed an environment hostile to our biological design, but the Creator did not leave us defenseless in this toxic age. The ultimate blueprint for human purification, longevity, and vibrant, unyielding health has been hidden in the soil beneath our feet since the dawn of time, locked within these tiny, miraculous vessels of life. Your body is a sacred temple, a masterpiece of divine engineering, and it inherently possesses the profound capacity to heal, to cleanse, and to regenerate itself, provided you arm it with the ancient tools it recognizes. You no longer have to be a passive victim to the silent, invisible poisons of the modern era. You hold the power to reclaim your vitality, to flush out the heavy, stagnant darkness of cellular toxicity, and to step back into the brilliant, vibrant light of true health. If this journey into the lost, healing knowledge of antiquity has awakened a fire within you, if you are ready to reject the synthetic illusions of modern medicine and reclaim the profound, ancestral wisdom of the earth, then I urge you to take your place among our community. Subscribe to Lone Oak Remedies right now. Join us as we continue to unearth the sacred, forgotten truths that will heal your mind, purify your body, and restore your spirit.